Welcome to a new release from JPResources. I'm sure you want to innovate your player's experience with us. Tired of always seeing the same scripts, right? Picking the drug, processing it, and selling it. We've done it differently. Here, you're the boss. You can create various businesses, putting people to work for you. You can create new laboratories for 5 different types of business, including weed, meth, coke, money laundering, and document forgery. All the labs you buy start out empty, with no upgrades or workers. It's up to the player to use the laptop provided to improve the space, whether in resource production, security, or hiring workers. This is the property management menu, where you can improve your space and sell your resources. Let's start with the workers. When you buy this extra, workers appear on your property and immediately get to work producing the product. Each of them has a different and detailed animation, providing maximum realism for your players. Don't forget that you have to pay wages to the workers, otherwise production will stop. The script has a large configuration file where, for example, you can change the salary of each individual robot. As the owner, you have to give your workers better qualities by upgrading their equipment. This extra will allow your workers to work faster so you can get more resources in less time. All this can be configured in the configuration files. The next available update is stock. If the stockpile is full, production stops and you continue to pay wages to your workers. The higher the level, the more resources you can store. The advantages of each level and new levels can be added in the configuration file. The security update is a very important point for your company. With this upgrade, you'll be able to see high-quality surveillance cameras, and a worker will be generated with a security role that will protect your company from being hacked while it's not on the server. If you don't have the money to pay the workers' salaries, or if your warehouse reaches maximum capacity, the workers will go into production, and their animations will all be altered to increase the realism of your server. Still on the subject of extras to increase realism, it's also possible to check the state of the warehouse just by looking at its blueprints, which vary between basic, medium, and high status. It's also possible to start sales processes on the laptop. With each successful sale, the player gains reputation, thus unlocking more ways to sell their products. Let's start with the most basic, the van. In the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, you can see that a timer has been started. If the player doesn't respect this timer, the sale will fail, and they will lose reputation in the sales process. In this most basic sales process, the player has to take the van with the product and go to the buyer to make a deal within the time limit. All this can be configured in the configuration files. When the player gets into the van, a new location will be marked on the GPS. Now, let's do the intermediate level of the sales process via a boat. The process is very similar. The player has to go to the boat that is marked on their GPS to pick up the vehicle with the products. Upon entering the boat, the buyer's location is displayed on the player's GPS. You will now be presented with the last available sales process, which requires a good level of reputation to complete. The location of an airplane will be marked on the player's GPS. This time, the process is different from the van and the boat. This time, you have to be careful not to get caught on police radar, and instead of delivering the drugs to a dealer, you have to drop the package on the buyer's boat. If you fly above the maximum altitude, which is also configurable, the plane's radar will beep, and if the player maintains the same height for 5 seconds, the police will be alerted. When the player gets close to the location, they have to deliver the package of goods to the buyer's boat. As mentioned at the beginning of the video, the player can have up to 5 different types of business. We've already shown you the weed one. Now we'll show you a preview of all the other 4 businesses available, starting with the money wash. After all the upgrades have been applied, the space looks like this. Now we will show the next business, the Meth. After all the upgrades on Meth Lab, your lab looks like this. Now, the cocaine laboratory. After all the cocaine upgrades should look like this. To finish this fantastic script preview, the document Forgery business will be presented. I hope you liked our script. I hope to see you again soon. Goodbye.